Fresh good morning to all of you and welcome to Gyaniti online classes. So dear students, today we shall discuss the more about wonderful Kalam, that is chapter number 6 of your class 4 English main course book. Okay, so today we will study more about wonderful Kalam. So have you heard this term Kalam? So can you guess whom about the story is? So you keep guessing that about whom we will be studying in this chapter. By then I am writing the new words in the blackboard. Okay. So these are your new words: pioneer, humble, tulip village, pivotal, indigenous, deployed, conceived, influential, distinguished. Okay. Pioneer, one of the first people to do something. So what pioneers? The people who make something for the first time are said to be your pioneer. Humble means low, tutelage means guidance, pivotal means central, indigenous native, deployed place, conceived for, influential, effective, and distinguished means famous or outstanding. So have you guessed that whom is the story about whom we will be studying this chapter? Okay, so he is none other than our former president Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay, about his biography we will discuss in this chapter. Okay, so how he become a scientist from a lower middle class family. He belongs to a lower middle class family, and from that lower middle class he reached to that topmost positions. We will be discussing in this short story. Okay, so Dr. Kalam is he is a great scientist, a personality, and moreover a good president India has ever got. Okay, he is also known as the people's president, and his inspirations to millions of peoples in India. His inspiring thoughts changed the life of millions of peoples. Okay, so he is also considered as the greatest scientist of all time, one of the greatest scientists which India has ever got. So let's go to our story, that is your wonderful Kalam. Okay, so Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a scientist and India's 11th president. He was a pioneer of India's missiles and nuclear weapon programs. He will always be remembered as the missile man of India. Okay, so as you know that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a great scientist. He was one of the best scientists which India has ever got. Okay, he also served as the 11th president of India from the year 2002 to 2007. Okay, from 2002 to 2007 he served as the 11th president of India. So besides being a scientist, he was also a great politician. Okay, to whom the people loved so much. He was familiar to the children. Okay, he loved children very much. He interacts with them. Okay, so he is very lovely person for everyone. Okay, so he will always be remembered as the missile man of India. So he made a lot of missiles, okay, to India. That is why he is considered as the missile man of India. He made different missiles, okay, thereby was given as the name missile man of India. Okay, so do you know the full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam? The full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is Abul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. Okay, the full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is Abul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam. Okay, the full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is Abul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. So it's a quiz question. Sometimes the question, sometimes we asked the full name of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in quizzes also. Okay, so it is his full name Abul Pakir Jainul Abidin Abdul Kalam. Okay, so he served as the 11th president of India from 2002 7. Okay, so Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, besides being a scientist, he also served as the 11th president of India from 2000 to 2007. So Dr. Kalam was born on 5th October 1931 in Rameswaram. Okay, so he was born in 15th October 1931 in Rameswaram. So Rameswaram is his birthplace. Tamil Nadu, which is situated in Tamil Nadu. So Rameswaram is situated in Tamil Nadu. He came from a humble background and started working at an early age to support his family. After school, he sold newspapers to support his father Jainul Abidin. Financially, his father was a board owner and imam of a local mosque. So Dr. Kalam belonged to a lower middle class family. Okay, he belonged to lower middle class family. His birthplace was Rameswaram, which is present in Tamil Nadu. So have you heard this term Rameswaram? Okay, so this is the place, according to Hindu mythology, this is the place where Lord Ram worshipped Lord Shiva when he was about to go Sri Lanka. Okay, to bring back Mata Sita. Okay, तो रामेश्वरम नाम कुछ सुने होगा आपको, रामेश्वरम बेटम. तो रामेश्वरम वही जगह है जहाँ पर प्रभु श्री राम ने भगवान शिव की क्या है पूजा उपासना की थी. कहाँ जाने से पहले? लंका जाने से पहले क्या वहाँ पर उन्होंने पूजा क्या है किया था, और वही जगह क्या है रामेश्वरम माना गया है. ठीक है ना. तो माना जाता है कि राम जिसके ईश्वर है वो रामेश्वर कहलाता है, या फिर राम के ईश्वर को रामेश्वर कहलाया जाता है. तो ऐसे भी कुछ क्या है मानना है. ठीक है ना. सो दिस इज द प्लेस वेयर लॉर्ड श्री राम वर्शिप्ड लॉर्ड शिवा बिफोर गोइंग टू लंका. ओके, सो एंड फ्रॉम दैट डे onwards that place become the worship place of millions of Hindus. Okay, Rameswaram. So he was born on 15th October 1931 in Rameswaram, which is present in Tamil Nadu. He belonged to a lower middle class family. Okay, and his father name was father name was Jainul Abidin, who was imam of a mosque. Also he had he was a board owner. Also he was a board owner, and he was also a imam of a mosque. So what do you mean by imam? So imam are those imams are referred to those people who leads the prayer in a mosque. तो mosque जो होते हैं ना, वहाँ पे क्या है मस्जिद में जो प्रेयर को जो लीड करते हैं, जो गाते हैं, उनको क्या है इमाम बोला जाता है. तो वैसे ही क्या है वो उनके पापा क्या है एक इमाम थे, साथ ही क्या है बोट ओनर भी थे. ही वाज आल्सो ए बोट ओनर. ओके, सो ही हैड he had a ferry who took the Hindu pilgrims back and forth from रामेश्वरम टू धनुषकोडी. ओके, तो वो क्या है, उनके पास एक बोट था, बोट के ओनर थे, तो वो बोट में क्या है, हिंदू पिलग्रिम्स मतलब हिंदू जो तीर्थार्थी हैं, जो तीर्थ करने जाते हैं, पूजा करने जाते हैं, वो क्या है, उन्हीं बोट में क्या है, वो उनको रामेश्वरम से धनुषकोडी क्या है लेकर जाया करते थे और वहाँ से फिर से रिटर्न लाते थे. ठीक है ना. सो ही हैड अ फेरी which took Hindu pilgrims back and forth from Rameshwaram to Dhanushkodi. So here Dr. Kalam in his early age he used to support his father financially by selling newspaper. Okay, so in during his childhood days Dr. Kalam he used to sold newspapers to support his father financially because they belongs to a lower middle class family. Before they were rich class people, but due to some reason, due to some reason that I don't know, they become their property, they lost their property and they become a lower middle class family. Okay. So in his early days he was a keen learner, he was a brilliant student, not we can say a brilliant student in his schooling time. Okay, in his schooling time he was not considered as a brilliant student, but he was a hard working student, he was an average great student, not intelligent student. And due to his but we can say that as he belongs to a lower middle class family, so to support his father financially he sold newspaper, and by that earning he goes to school. Okay, so he passed from the school and went to he studied physics at the St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli, and graduated in 1954. Kalam earned a degree in aeronautical engineering at the Madras Institute of Technology in 1960. Okay, so after completing his schooling, he went for his degree. He went for his graduation. Okay, to St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli. Okay, so he started his graduation there and he completed his graduation in the year 1954. Okay, in 1954 he completed his graduations. So after completing his graduations, he then finally went to Madras in 1955, where he took admission in an aeronautical engineering college. Okay, and he completed his scientific research there. Okay, and he got the degree in aeronautical engineering in Madras Institute of Technology in 1960. ओके, तो जो अब्दुल कलाम जी थे, ठीक है ना, वो क्या है अपने स्कूल टाइमिंग में वो ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट के नाम पे मतलब उतना रिनाम नहीं थी, मतलब उसको जाना नहीं जाता था कि वो इतना ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट थे, लेकिन क्या है वो बहुत ही हार्ड वर्किंग स्टूडेंट थे. ठीक है ना. अब क्या है वो अपने स्कूलिंग ख़त्म करने के बाद वो अपने ग्रेजुएशन के लिए सेंट जॉर्जेस कॉलेज तिरुचिरापल्ली में क्या है गए. ठीक है, कब गए वो गए, उसके बाद क्या है उन्होंने जो अपना जो ग्रेजुएशन है वो क्या 1954 में क्या है कंप्लीट किए. ठीक है ना, 1954 में ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट करने के बाद 1955 में वो मद्रास गए. मद्रास में गए, मद्रास में क्या है एक एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में क्या है यूनिवर्सिटी में क्या है वो अपना क्या है एडमिशन लिए. ठीक है ना, वहाँ से उन्होंने क्या अपना डिग्री क्या है लिया. ठीक है ना, वहाँ से मद्रास इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी से 1960 में उन्होंने एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग में क्या है डिग्री ली. ठीक है. सो आफ्टर graduating, Dr. Kalam joined the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRDO) as a scientist. He started his career by designing a small helicopter for the Indian Army at DRDO. He came under the tutelage of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, the renowned space scientist. Sarabhai was pivotal in shaping Dr. Kalam's career as a scientist. So after graduating, he went to the DRDO, Defense Research Development and Organization. Okay. So after completing his graduation, he went to DRDO. Okay, that is Defense Research and Development Organization. So after completing his graduation, he went to DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organizations. Okay, it is okay. So after completing his graduation, he went to DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organizations, as a small scientist. Okay, so as he completed his graduation in aeronautical engineering. So after his graduation, he went to DRDO and served as a small or as a scientist. Okay, he served as a scientist and he started his career by designing a small helicopter. So when he went to DRDO, at first he designed a small helicopter for the Indian Army. Okay, as he served as a scientist. So the first design which he made was a design of a helicopter for the Indian Army. Okay, at DRDO he come under the guidance of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. Okay, so at DRDO we come under the care of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. So Dr. Vikram Sarabhai is a renowned scientist. He was a scientist. So under his guidance, he become a good scientist. Okay, so Sarabhai was the central. Okay, was the central or Sarabhai become the central part of Kalam's life because he changed his career. Because Vikram Sarabhai changed Kalam's career, and he was the main. He played a big role. Played a big role in shaping the career of Dr. Kalam. Okay. So in 1969, Dr. Kalam joined the Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO). He was the project director of India's first indigenous satellite launch vehicle. Dr. Kalam's team of scientists successfully deployed Rohini satellite near Earth's orbit in July 1980. Okay, so in 1969, Dr. Kalam finally joined the ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, and he was the project director of India's first indigenous, that is native satellite. Indigenous means native satellite launch vehicle. Okay, so what do you mean by satellite? Okay, satellite is a kind of an object which is placed over Earth. Okay, so satellite act as a communication for us. So look, today we are seeing television, we are making a phone call. Okay, watching movies in theater. Okay, listening to radios. So how can we do this kind of things? How can we see such images which is formed apart from us? Okay, it is formed very very long distance from us. So it is all that kind of that satellite. Okay, so the satellite what it gives, the satellite gives that images. Okay, takes that images where the shooting is going on, and that image is reflected to us through our TVs. In this we see a lot of movies in our TVs. Okay, it is due to that satellites we are making phone calls, seeing, watching TVs. Okay, so he worked. He was the project director of India's first indigenous satellite, native satellite launched vehicle, and Kalam's team of scientists successfully deployed or spaced Rohini satellite near Earth's orbit in July 1980. So actually, Rohini satellite was the first Indian-made satellite which is placed over Earth's orbit. So our first satellite is Aryabhatta. Okay, our first satellite is Aryabhatta, which is designed by the Soviet Union. Okay, it was designed by Soviet Union. It was not Indian made. Okay, so it is our first satellite. It was placed in the space. That is our Aryabhatta. And this Rohini satellite is the second, or we can see it is also the first Indian made satellite which is placed in the orbit. Okay, so here Kalam played a big role in deploying that Rohini satellite. Okay, he was the project director of that ISRO first of all. Okay, so under his guidance, under the leadership of Kalam's and his teammates, they successfully placed that Rohini satellite in the orbit. Okay. So, however, he will be best remembered for his work in developing missiles. Dr. Kalam conceived the integrated guided missile development program for 5 indigenous missiles: Nag, Prithvi, Akash, Trishul and Agni. He also played a key role in the Pokhran nuclear test of 1998. Okay, so besides being the project director, he will be best remembered as the missile man of India, because he gave a lot of missiles to India so as to fight against our enemies. Okay. So what are that missiles? The missiles are your Nag, Prithvi, Akash, Trishul and Agni. So these are 5 missiles which was made by Dr. Kalam. By then it was given the term missile man of इंडिया, ठीक है ना। उन्होंने क्या है, बहुत सारे क्या मिसाइल्स बनाए हैं, जैसे कि क्या है अग्नि, त्रिशूल, ठीक है ना, नाम, पृथ्वी, आकाश, इस क्या है मिसाइल के नाम हैं जो कि क्या है हमारे जो बाहर जो दुश्मन हैं, दूसरे देश हैं, ठीक है ना, उनसे लड़ाई करने में क्या है हमको पावरफुल बना सके। इंडिया को पावरफुल बनाने के लिए क्या है उन्होंने 5 मिसाइल्स क्या है बनाए, बहुत सारे मिसाइल्स भी वो बनाए हैं। इस वजह से उनको क्या है मिसाइल मैन ऑफ इंडिया भी बोला जाता है। किन है? डॉक्टर APJ अब्दुल कलाम जी, ठीक है ना। So in 1992, Dr. Kalam was appointed as the scientific advisor in the Defense Ministry. He later also served as the principal scientific advisor to the Government of India. In 1998, Dr. Kalam proposed a countrywide plan called Technology Vision 2020. He described it as a roadmap for transforming India into a developed nation by 2020. The plan called for increasing agriculture productivity, emphasizing technology as a tool for economic growth and widening access to healthcare and education. So, in 1992, Kalam was appointed as the scientific advisor in the Defense Ministry in India. Thereafter, he worked as the principal advisor, scientific advisor to the Government of India. First of all, he worked as a small advisor in the Defense Ministry. By then, after some years, he was permanently what we can say, he served as the principal advisor, scientific advisor to the Government of India. Okay, and in 1998, Dr. Kalam proposed a countrywide plan called Technology Vision 2020. Okay, so he made a plan, okay, called the Vision okay, called Technology Vision 2020. Thereby he saw that during this plan, okay, he described this plan as a roadmap for the development, for the increasing of agricultural productivity. Okay, so by this roadmap he used to saw, okay, he had an idea that by 2020, by year 2020, the economic growth of India will be double, will become high. Okay, so India will become a developed country from a developing country by 2020. Okay, so he saw this kind of roadmap from the Technology Vision 2020. So people's he emphasizes technology as a tool for economic growth and widening access to healthcare and education. He also told that due to this plan, to this vision, our healthcare system will be much more better than now. Okay, and also our education system will strengthen more. Okay, as we are now. So he thought that by 2020, by year 2020, our India will completely change. Okay, in terms of education, in terms of health years, in terms of economic growth, he will become a developed country from a developing country. It was his idea. Okay. So Dr. Kalam succeeded K.R. Narayan to serve as the President of India from 2002 to 2007. He was the first scientist and a bachelor to occupy the Rashtrapati Bhavan. He had a very successful stint as a president and was affectionately often referred to as the People's President. He was known for his motivational speeches and interactions with students during this period. Okay, so Dr. Kalam succeeded K.R. Narayan. So K.R. Narayan was the 10th President of India. So he succeeded K.R. Narayan. Okay, and become the 11th President of India from the year 2002 to 2007. Okay, so as he was a scientist, also he was a bachelor. So he was the first scientist and a bachelor to occupy the Rashtrapati Bhavans. Okay, so Rashtrapati Bhavan where a president lives. Okay, so he was the first person and the first scientist, also a bachelor, who occupied the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So he was also regarded as the People's President because he was very lovable person in people, amongst people. Okay. He had a very successful term as president and affectionately often referred to as People's President. He was known for his motivational speeches and interaction with the students during his period. So he was, besides being a scientist, great politicians, okay, he was also a great motivational speaker. Okay, so his motivational speeches changed the life of millions of people. He was also he also interact with students. Okay, so he made students very cheerful. He was very kind to the children. He interacted with them. Okay, and he told them how to change one's life. So how to change one's life. He gives some speeches about the life, how we can change. Okay. So Dr. Kalam received numerous awards during his distinguished career as a scientist. In 1997, he received India's highest civilian honor, the Bharat Ratna. Dr. Kalam's 79th birthday was recognized as World Students' Day by the United Nations. Okay, so Dr. Kalam received numerous awards. Okay, numerous awards during his career as a scientist, and amongst them in 1999 he was also awarded as the Bharat Ratna. Okay, he was also awarded as Bharat Ratna in 1997. So amongst his awards in 1997, he was awarded as the Bharat Ratna, and in 1990 he was awarded as Padma Vibhushan. Okay, he was also awarded as Padma Vibhushan in 1990, and in 1997 he was awarded as the Bharat Ratna. Okay, so these are the topmost honorary awards that has been given to Dr. Kalam for his prolific career, being a scientist, also a president. Okay, so Dr. Kalam was a prolific writer who he authored numerous influential and inspirational books. His famous books include Mission India and Inspiring Thoughts. Okay, so Dr. Kalam, besides being a scientist, a great politician, okay, he was also a good author. Okay, he wrote numerous books, numerous motivational speeches books, okay, inspirational books, and some of his books are your Mission India, okay, and Inspiring Thoughts, Wings of Fire. So these are some of his books. Okay, so on July 27th July 2015, Dr. Kalam passed away in Shillong due to heart failure after having collapsed during a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management, Shillong. So on 27th July 2015, he passed on due to a heart failure. Okay, due to a heart cardiac failure, he lost his life, and he is no more with us. Okay, so he was present at the lecture. He was present in Shillong, and he was giving a lecture at the Indian Institute of Management where in Shillong, where due to a cardiac arrest he fell down, and by then after some days but he passed away. Okay, on 27th July 2015. Okay, so despite his immense success in the field of science and technology, Dr. Kalam's latest achievement was his ability to inspire generation young Indians to dream big. His lifestyle and teaching continue to inspiring people across all ages. So despite being a greatest scientist of all time, okay, one of the greatest scientists of all time, also a good politician, good speaker, motivational speaker. Okay, his career was very successful. He was very successful in every field of science and technology. Okay, he was Kalam's greatest achievement was his ability to inspire the new generations. Apart from his other achievements, the most important greatest achievement of his all time was the ability to inspire the new generation. So this is all about your topic number 6, chapter number 6, that is wonderful Kalam. Okay, this is all about your Kalam. I hope you have understood it. तो देखो बच्चों, यहाँ पे क्या है, कलाम जी के बारे में क्या है लिखा गया है, उनके जीवनी के बारे में क्या लिखा गया है, ठीक है ना। तो कलाम जी का पूरा नाम क्या है, अबुल पाकिर जैनुल आबदीन अब्दुल कलाम। तो ये उनका पूरा नाम है, ठीक है ना। वो इंडिया के क्या है बहुत सारे साइंटिस्ट, बड़े बड़े साइंटिस्ट में से उनका नाम क्या है आता है। उन्होंने क्या है बहुत सारे मिसाइल्स बनाए हैं, जिनकी वजह से उनको क्या मिसाइल मैन ऑफ इंडिया भी बोला जाता है। तो देखो बच्चों, जो अब्दुल कलाम जी थे, वो क्या है एक बड़े परिवार से क्या बिलोंग करते थे, लेकिन कुछ कारणवश क्या है वो अपने प्रॉपर्टी क्या है खो देते हैं। उनके जो फैमिली है होते हैं वो अपने प्रॉपर्टी खो देते हैं और क्या है गरीबी में क्या है जीवन बिताते हैं। तो उनके जो पिताजी थे वो क्या है एक इमाम थे, साथ में क्या है एक बोर्ड ऑनर भी थे। अब बोर्ड ऑनर मतलब वो जो बोर्ड क्या है के मालिक, एक क्या है बोर्ड के मालिक थे, ठीक है ना। तो वो बोर्ड में किसको ले जाते थे, वो हिंदू पिलग्रिम्स को क्या है एक जगह से मतलब रामेश्वरम से धनुषकोडी या फिर धनुषकोडी से क्या है रामेश्वरम क्या है ले जाना आना क्या करते थे, उन्हीं से उनका क्या गुजारा होता था। साथ में क्या वो एक इमाम भी थे। अब इमाम कौन है, मस्जिद में जो पूजा पाठ करते हैं जो लीडर रहते हैं ना, लीड करते हैं उनको क्या है इमाम बोला जाता है। तो ठीक है ना, तो वो क्या है एक इमाम भी थे। अब देखो जो डॉक्टर कलाम जी थे उनका जन्म तो क्या है 15 अक्टूबर 1931 को क्या है रामेश्वरम में हुआ था। तो रामेश्वरम वो जगह है जहाँ पे क्या है प्रभु श्री राम ने भगवान शिव का क्या है उपासना की थी, ठीक है ना। अब अपने जो अर्ली ईयर्स में, ठीक है ना, अब्दुल कलाम जी क्या बहुत गरीबी में क्या जीवन बिताए हैं, ठीक है ना। वो अपने स्कूलिंग करियर के दौरान ही क्या है पढ़ाई भी करते थी और साथ में क्या है अपने पापा को सपोर्ट करने के लिए न्यूज़पेपर वगैरह भी क्या है बेचा करते थे, ताकि क्या है जो फैमिली है उनका गुजर बसर आसानी से क्या है हो सके, ठीक है ना। तो अपने क्या है पापा को वो हेल्प करते थे, साथ ही क्या स्कूल भी जाते थे। अब स्कूल में क्या उनको उतना इंटेलिजेंट बच्चा नहीं समझा जाता था, ठीक है ना, वो एवरेज काइंड ऑफ स्टूडेंट थे, ठीक है। अब स्कूलिंग के बाद क्या है वो सीधा क्या है अपने ग्रेजुएशन करने के लिए क्या है सीधा सेंट जोसेफ कॉलेज तिरुचिरापल्ली क्या है चले गए। वहाँ से उन्होंने क्या है अपने ग्रेजुएशन 1954 में कंप्लीट की और 1955 में मद्रास चले गए। और मद्रास क्या है, मद्रास में उन्होंने क्या है एरोनॉटिकल इंजीनियरिंग हो गया, मद्रास इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी में क्या है एरोनॉटिक्स इंजीनियरिंग में क्या है उन्होंने अपना डिग्री क्या है ले ली, ठीक है ना। वो इतना मतलब कीन थे साइंटिस्ट क्या है वो सबसे ज़्यादा ब्रिलियंट क्या है मैथ में सबसे ज़्यादा क्या है वो ब्रिलियंट थे, ठीक है ना। बहुत क्या है वो मेहनत करते थे मैथ में, साथ में क्या है कुछ उपचार डिवाइस बनाने में क्या है उनका मन लगा रहता था, ठीक है। तो स्टडी में क्या है वो कीनली क्या है बहुत कीन थी, ठीक है। अब ग्रेजुएशन खत्म करने के बाद उन्होंने क्या है डिफेंस DRDO में क्या है उन्होंने ज्वाइन कर लिया। और सबसे पहले क्या एक स्मॉल हेलीकॉप्टर छोटा सा हेलीकॉप्टर इंडियन आर्मी के लिए क्या पहले डिज़ाइन किए, ठीक है ना। अब वहाँ से डिज़ाइन करने के बाद सीधा वो चले गए कहाँ पे इसरो में। तो पहले देखो जो विक्रम साराभाई हैं जिनको कि क्या है इंडियन स्पेस के फादर जनक क्या है माना जाता है, फादर क्या है माना जाता है। तो उनके गाइडेंस में उनके केयर में ही क्या है अपना जो कैरियर है वो उन्होंने क्या है स्टार्ट किया डॉक्टर कलाम जी ने। और वहाँ से वो सीधा चले गए इसरो में उन्होंने क्या है अपने पहले तो क्या है वो एक इंडिजिनस सैटेलाइट में क्या है अपने टीममेट्स को साथ लेकर क्या है उन्होंने क्या है कुछ सैटेलाइट क्या है डिप्लॉय किए, ठीक है ना। सैटेलाइट क्या है कौन के नाम पे क्या है रोहिणी सैटेलाइट। तो इंडिया का सबसे पहला सैटेलाइट कौन सा है वो आर्यभट्ट है, ठीक है, जिसको कि क्या है सोवियत यूनियन ने बनाया था। और जो रोहिणी सैटेलाइट है वो इंडिया का पहला इंडियन मेड जो हिंदू जो बनाए हैं इंडियन जो मेड हिंदू तरीके बोलेंगे जो इंडियन मेड है हो गया भारत जो इंडियन मेड सैटेलाइट जो है फर्स्ट कौन सा है रोहिणी सैटेलाइट है, ठीक है ना। तो सैटेलाइट को उन्होंने क्या है लॉन्च किए, साथ में क्या है बहुत सारे उन्होंने मिसाइल्स वगैरह भी बनाए जिसकी वजह से उनको मिसाइल मैन ऑफ इंडिया भी बोला जाता है, ठीक है ना। अब इनके बावजूद भी क्या हुआ एक साइंटिस्ट होने के बावजूद क्या है वो प्रेसिडेंट भी बने, बाद में क्या वो प्रेसिडेंट भी रहे, वो 11th प्रेसिडेंट सर्व किए, ठीक है ना। KR नारायण के बाद क्या है वो 11th प्रेसिडेंट बने इंडिया के। और उनके प्रेसिडेंसी के दौरान क्या है उन्होंने बहुत सारे ऐसे कुछ कार्य किए हो गया, ठीक है ना। और उन्होंने कुछ प्लान भी बनाए थे विज़न टेक्नोलॉजी विज़न 2020 जिसमें कि उन्होंने देखा था प्लान उन्होंने देखा था कि बाय द एंड ऑफ ईयर 2020 इंडिया डेवलपिंग कंट्री से क्या डेवलप्ड कंट्री हो जाएगा। और क्या है हमारा जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम है इकोनॉमिक सिस्टम है हेल्थ केयर है वो भी क्या है इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा, ठीक है ना। अब उसके बाद क्या है वो इंडिया के ऐसे पहले साइंटिस्ट हैं और बैचलर हैं जो कि क्या है भारत राष्ट्रपति भवन में क्या है मतलब पहले राष्ट्रपति बने, ठीक है ना। पहले से कोई साइंटिस्ट नहीं था या बैचलर नहीं था जो कि क्या राष्ट्रपति बना हो प्रेसिडेंट बना हो, तो वो इंडिया के सबसे पहले राष्ट्रपति पहले साइंटिस्ट और बैचलर थे जो कि क्या है प्रेसिडेंट बने। अब उन्होंने क्या है प्रेसिडेंट के तौर पे भी काम किया, एक साइंटिस्ट के तौर पे भी काम किया, और साथ में क्या है उन्होंने उनको क्या है उनकी वजह से क्या है उन्हें बहुत सारे अवार्ड्स भी दिया गया, जिनमें कि क्या है भारत रत्न और पद्म विभूषण हैं। तो भारत रत्न जो है वो क्या है हाईएस्ट ऑनररी अवार्ड है, ठीक है ना, सबसे मतलब जो बड़ा जो अवार्ड कहते हैं वो क्या है भारत रत्न है। तो उनको क्या है 1997 में भारत रत्न से क्या सम्मानित किया गया, और 1990 में उनको पद्म विभूषण से सम्मानित किया गया था, ठीक है ना। तो एक पॉलिटिशियन साइंटिस्ट होने के साथ साथ क्या मोटिवेशनल स्पीचर्स भी थे। तो उनके स्पीचेस से बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि क्या है मोटिवेट हुए हैं, उनका लाइफ क्या है चेंजेस, उनकी लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ क्या है चेंजेस आ गए उनके स्पीचेस को ही सुनकर। ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर certain verses, that is wonderful kalam. Okay, so I hope you have understood it properly. Okay, so thank you for your online classes, and keep on enjoying all your online classes, and keep in touch so that you won't find any trouble while appearing your exams. Okay, so see a bit by bit, a bit by bit, a word by word, everything on your video in your videos. So thank you.